So yesterday, Sayadaw concluded his Dhamma talk with the explanation of the Satipatthana practice, which enable us to get rid of the seat or the lower rebirth. And today Sayadaw will explain the three types of the cycle and how to get rid of the seat or the apaya, and how to develop the Satipatthana to get rid of the seat of the apaya. So the Pali Vata, which is spelled the V-A-T-T-A, that is the literally means the cycle or the series or successive series. So the series of what is the cause and effect. The series or the cause and effect, or the cycle or cause and effect, is called Vata in Pali. So Vata is divided into three parts. The first one is Kilesa Vata, the cycle of Kilesa. And then the second part is Karma Vata, Karma cycle. And the last and the third one is Vipaka Vata, the cycle of the Vipaka or resultant phenomena. So we need to learn the definition of the Vata. The first of all, Kilesa Vata, the cycle of the mental defilements. Out of the many other mental defilements, three leading mental defilements are mentioned here: the Moha, Avijja, and then Lobha, and then greed, Daithi, and wrongview, Upadana. So another term is Avijja, Tanha, Upadana. So first of all, Avijja means the not knowing or ignorance or the false knowledge, wrong knowing. So Avijja is two functions: ignorance and delusion. So not knowing the dukkha, so we don't know what the dukkha means, what the dukkha is, and what the cause of the dukkha, suffering, what the cessation of the dukkha, suffering. We don't know what the practice, what the path which can lead us to the cessation of suffering, the practice, we don't know. That's ignorance. That's a type of avijja. And another function of avijja is false knowledge. So the illusion or delusion. So we mistake dukkha, suffering, mental and physical phenomena. We mistake these phenomena for pleasurable things. That's a false knowledge. And craving is actually the cause of the suffering, but we think craving is the cause of the pleasure. And also the cessation of the suffering. So we mistake cessation of suffering as a type of the suffering, a type of the dukkha, is wrong view. And also the path, right path, which is lead to the cessation of suffering. We mistake such a path is a lousy and useless practice. That's false false knowledge, the illusion or delusion. So in this way, avidya is of two kinds, not simply knowing, ignorance, or the illusion, or false knowledge. So the avidya, ignorance, is compared to a cataract. Cataract in the eye, make the eye cloudy. So if you have cataract, you cannot see the view clearly. Or sometimes you may see the illusion, the wrong view. So the avidya is the ignorance or the illusion. So as mentioned earlier, you mistake the suffering for pleasure. For example, mind and body are actually suffering, but you mistake them for pleasurable things. That's ignorance and illusion or delusion. So because of that delusion or ignorance, you start to be attached to the phenomena. You want to see desirable objects, you want to hear sweet sound, desirable sound. So all the time you are hungry for sensual pleasure. That hunger is called tanha. And later you attach to something or someone, you grasp family. That craving is called palavadana, strong, powerful craving or greed, attachment. And thus you have wrong view and you mistake the phenomena for pleasurable things. And also you have wrong view of the atta, soul. You think you are someone, individual ego. So that's a wrong view. And you think there is ego and soul. It is the ego and the soul which can see or hear or smell, taste, touch, and enjoy everything. So in this way, the wrong view takes place, and thus the cycle of the mental defilement goes wrong and wrong. So these mental defilement all the time torturing our mind is just like fire. When the fire burns us, and when the fire burns, it leaves everything black and ugly. So in the same way, when the mental defilement kilesa take place, it always leaves our mind black and ugly. So karma Buddha, the cycle of the karma, refer to the actions or deeds we have done, good or bad, wholesome or unwholesome. So the Ducharita and Susrita, another name, the wholesome behavior and unwholesome behavior. So whatever actions or activities we do, there is intention behind. So that intention is responsible for all our activities and actions. So when we do good things, there is intention behind. So that intention is called cetana, and also called karma. When we do unwholesome deeds, like the killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, there are also the intention involved in the activities. So first of all, we think about committing something evil. Intention is there. And then we plan and we make decisions and we commit evil deeds. So intentions plays the most important role in our actions. So there is an intention behind our actions. So wholesome or unwholesome, physical or verbal or mental, whatever activity we do, there is intention involved. So that intention or volition is called karma. So that intention or volition called karma is based on the mental defilements, avidya, tanha, upadana, as mentioned earlier. Ignorance or false knowledge, or the attachment of greed, craving, and then based on these mental defilements, we commit evil deeds. So ignorance, we don't know what's evil, what's unwholesome. That's the ignorance. That's why we commit evil deeds. Sometimes we mistake unwholesome for wholesome, and that's also the reason why we commit evil deeds. Sometimes we mistake undesirable things for desirable things, or unpleasurable things we mistake for pleasurable things, and that's the ignorance or delusion. So because of that illusion, we commit evil deeds. And also there is deity around you, it plays its part. So we think it is I, it's a me, mine. There is the ego self. So because of ego belief, we do activities for our own sake, for our own interest. That's we commit the evil deeds based on wrong view, the ego belief. So that's why the King Asoka, he mentioned his manuscript, like that people always performing whatever they think good. So it's very true, we are doing whatever we think good, so under the illusion or ignorance. But later we may feel regret. So whatever we do, we think we are doing whatever we think good. So in this way we accumulated good or bad, especially bad or evil deeds. So that's called karma vata, the cycle of karma. So very often we don't know what are evil things. And besides, we often mistake the evil things for wholesome things. So because of this ignorance and illusion, we committed the evil deeds, cheating, slandering, harsh words, and so on. So we don't know what are unwholesome. Sometimes we mistake unwholesome for wholesome, and thus we committed evil deeds, such as the covetousness and so on. So we don't believe the karma and its effect. The wholesome karma can result in a wholesome benefit, and unwholesome karma results in evil. So we don't know that, then we have to commit evil deeds. And then sometimes wrong view, there will be no life after death. So that's a wrong view, annihilation. So we don't care about the life after death. So we do whatever we think good, whatever we think is for our own interest. So, and another thing is human and Deva's life. So people, they think the human life and Deva life is pleasurable and blissful. Actually, Deva and human life, they are only subject to old age, sickness and death. So they cannot be such pure bliss, not purely blissful life, always connected with the old age, sickness and death. But we mistake the Deva and human life for the pleasurable and blissful life. That's ignorance. So based on that ignorance, we make aspiration, we make wish to be born doing the Dana Sila, the giving and morality. So as a result, we will be born there and enjoy the blissful life in the human world or Deva world. But in the end, we have to encounter old age, sickness and death. So whatever phenomena, mental or physical, we experience or we have are actually the resultant phenomena. Consequential phenomena. There is two kinds of the resultant phenomena. The basic or fundamental resultant phenomena and consequential resultant phenomena. So the first kind is the mind and body, mental and physical phenomena, which take place at the moment of the rebirth consciousness, which includes the physical phenomena, it's maybe called sperm and ovary. Their combination lead to the conception. That's mental and physical phenomena involved in that moment is fundamental resultant phenomena. So based on those fundamental resultant phenomena, our lives become mature and mature with the senses. And when we have grown up, our senses mature enough to see, to hear, to smell and taste, touch. So these phenomena, seeing, hearing, smelling, these are also called resultant phenomena. So vipaka vata, the cycle of the resultant phenomena. So in this way, the fundamental resultant phenomena and the mature resultant phenomena, they going around and around, just like a cycle. So this cycle is also based on one's own karma, the activities or actions we have done previous lives. Based on that karma, these resultant phenomena take place. So whatever activity we do, they're wholesome or unwholesome. So there is always intention behind. So that intention is the most important factor in the life after death. So that intention is of two kinds. Cetana is a sahajata and then anakanika. The intention or volition, which is which accompanies every activity we do, is called sahajata, the volition, which takes place together with our activities. While we are doing something, there is intention. That intention is called Sahajata Chirana, the concomitant volition, which go along with our activities. So whatever we do, good or bad, that intention is always there involved. So that intention or volition arises and disappear or pass away like any other mental activity, mental phenomena. But it leaves a type of the mental energy behind. That mental energy is called karma. That mental energy will become materialized when the conditions are favorable or when conditions are met. It's just like a fruit. When the fruit ripens and fall down, the fruit fall down, but the seed is a potential for the future trees. So in the same way, although the intention of volition take place and disappear along with our activities and performance, but a type of mental energy of it left behind as a lying dormant in our mental process from moment to moment. That energy is mental power is called karma. It can be wholesome or unwholesome. It depends on what type of activity you do. As another example, Sayadaw take is the nutriment. The wife parents, they always take care of their children. They always feed nutritious food and healthy food. At the moment, the children immediately may not enjoy the benefit of the nutritious food, but in long term, when they grow old, they are stronger and taller than any other one. So that's the result of the nutritious food. So immediately we cannot see the benefits or its power, but in due course of time, this power is become materialized. So that type of power is called naneknika karma. And another example Sayadaw gives is education. So basic education, we learn basic education and later higher education. So when we study the higher education, we may not remember the basic education, basic learning, but basic learning is directly contributing to the higher education. That's very obvious. No doubt about that. So in the same way, when we do any kind of the karma, the volition and intention is there, and it takes place and pass away together with our activities. But its energy or the power, type of mental power is left lying dormant in our mental process. That will become materialized when the conditions are favorable. That volition is called naneknika karma. So what that means, as mentioned earlier, the cycle of the mental and physical phenomena of cause and effect. Three kinds is karma vada, kilesa vada, and karma vada, and vipaka vada. So they are connected to each other. When the kilesa take place, then the karmas follow. When the karma takes place, then vipakkas follow. So they are contributed to each other. So when we have kilesa, and then we perform good or bad karma, and then we can pay price for our karma as a vipak. So when we were reborn as a human being, for example, we start to be attached to our mother and his kind nature, kindness and care. And then later we become grown up and we become the proud of ourselves. Who am I? I'm a so and so person. I'm a university student. I'm a teacher. Based on our position and rank, position and possession. So our ego becomes bigger and bigger. So that ego is followed by the false view of the ego belief. Of course, there is a wrong view, ignorance or illusion, obviously involved. And then, in the way of wrong view and ego, we start to commit, we start to perform deeds, good or bad. And thus, vipaka, the resultant phenomena follows. We were reborn, we will be reborn again as a human being or anybody else, and then we will have the same phenomena or the mental defilements, attachment, craving, ego, and so on. That the kilesa vada, the cycle of the mental defilements goes wrong and wrong. And then we do the activities, good or bad, and then the cycle of karma turning wrong and wrong. And then again, as a result, in the wake of the karma, the resultant phenomena, we are bound to experience the resultant phenomena. So again, in this way, the cycle of the resultant phenomena or rebirth, turning round and around. So that cycle, turning round and around, is called vada. The vada means cycle of the cause and effect, or the cycle of the phenomena. That's called in Pali vada. So out of the three kinds of the vada, the key vada or leading vada is kilesa vada, the cycle of mental defilements. So the ignorance or illusion, ego belief, these are mental defilements. Based on these mental defilements, we start to perform the rite and ritual, and so many others, the lousy activities. So as long as the kilesa vada, the cycle of the mental defilements turning round and round, there will be the karma vada and vipaka vada definitely come into exist and turning round and round. Just like a tree is particular kinds of the liquid is called sap. So that liquid or the fluid carry the food, every part of the tree or plant. That particular liquid called sap is the vital for the trees or plants. Thanks to that liquid or called sap, the trees become grow and bloom and blossom and bear fruits. So in the same way, that because of the mental defilements we perform, we accumulate the karma, and as a result of karma, we have to experience, we have to encounter the resultant phenomena. So in this way, the cycle or the cause and effect turning around and around, like a tree. The tree bloom and blossom and bear fruit, and then the seed grow again from the tree. The tree and the plant grow again, and from the tree, the fruit and the seed tree. So the cycle turning round and round. So in the same way, our life also turning round and round. That's called water. So if we cannot get rid of if we cannot break the cycle of mental defilement, we cannot break the cycle of the karma and the water, just like a tree and its sap. If we can dry the sap of the tree, and then the tree cannot grow well and it will die. So in the same way, we can, if we want to cut off the cycle or the phenomena, we have to cut off the key factors of mental defilements. So Sayadaw we continue this topic tomorrow. That's all for today. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.